Or use it.
Mic here if you want.
That mic is here.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
My name is Deborah, and I'm the teacher for the little ones, the Kitagan Aleph. And there are three. Unfortunately, one wasn't able to come tonight. But she's here in spirit, and she has some artwork that she's going to display, or I'm going to display for her. So we have been talking about the creation story leading into Shabbat. So do you guys remember? You want to help me out here? How many days were there that God took to create the world? Well, what happened on the seventh day? God rested. And what is that day of rest? What is it called? Shabbat. Shabbat. So we've been talking for the last few classes about Shabbat, and we read a story called the Shabbat Box, and each child made their own Shabbat box that they want to show to each of you. And in the Shabbat box are special things that we use for Shabbat. You guys want to talk about what we made that we put in the Shabbat box? We made candlesticks because on Shabbat we say a blessing for the light, right? And what else? We made a wine cup. We say the blessing for the wine. And what else? We cover the challah. We made a challah cover. So in the Shabbat boxes are... Right. Very good. So the girls have been working really hard learning about Shabbat and making all of their special Shabbat items. And with that, they went home and celebrated Shabbat with their families. Some of them took home what we call a Shabbat backpack, right? And in that, what was in the backpack?
The Shabbat teddy bear.
Shabbat teddy bear, which is the highlight. And what's that? And the blessings. So we've been talking about the blessings because Shabbat is a special time. We come together, right? And we share with our family, and we relax, and we have hopefully peace and harmony with our busyness of the week, right? So the girls got a chance to celebrate Shabbat with their families, and they each had something special that they wanted to share with you about Shabbat. You guys remember? Each of you has something special. So I'll speak for the one little girl that wasn't able to come tonight. Her name is Ella. And Ella said that she loved spending Shabbat with her family, and what was the most special was having Shabbat dinner with her teddy bear. And Hadley, do you remember what you said about Shabbat? What was special to you? So for Hadley, what was special, at least what her mom relayed to me, what was special about Shabbat was just having a special meal with her family, being with her family. And Sophia, do you remember what you said was special about Shabbat with your family? So what Sophia said was she really enjoyed singing Bim Bam with her family. And other Shabbat songs. Do you remember that? Yeah. So why don't you guys go and get your Shabbat boxes. So we can go over. Oh, you know what? And I'm not really sure how we can. So this, the little girl Ella. This is her Shabbat box. Her name on it. And inside, this is her wine cup. And she wants her candles. Nice. And then you guys want
that, teacher.
I'm going to introduce myself. I'm
Okay.
just setting things up. Give me a moment. There we go. But he's right. I never do that. Wait a minute. Lucas. Sophie. Layla. Springtime. Layla. Sam. So.
Hi.
So yes, I'm the keep in that teacher. My name is Margo, and we're missing one child, and I'm not bad, but also. So we also learning about Shabbat, and Kitagan talks about what you do Friday night, but we learn that Shabbat continues through Saturday until Saturday night. And I thought it was kind of neat that our prayers, our opening prayer on page 7, talk about what is Shabbat. Shabbat is flickering candles, and that's what you guys do on Friday night. Well, it's also lazy afternoons. So we do our children talk about what do we like to do on Shabbat. So on Shabbat, Sam says he likes to spend Shabbat playing soccer. He really likes soccer. You know that's that. And Rebecca said,
I like to spend my time going outside and laying on the ground during sunset in my front yard.
Nice.
and Layla said,
On Shabbat, I like to go on the swing
Ah.
with my sister.
is this actually on?
Look at the bottom.
Yeah.
Which one
Yeah, it is on. Hello? No, it's not. Hello? Yeah, yeah. Anyway, talk really loud, Logan. What do you like to do on Shabbat? Lucas. Hannah and I do it with them all the time. It's an L. To an L. I'm sorry, Lucas. What did you want to say?
On Saturday, I like to go to the beach because you can chill out.
And relax. True. Yeah, no, no.
On my Shabbat, I love to sit on the little couch with my dad in the living room and make books.
And Sophie.
On Saturday, I like playing on my swing set.
That's our Shabbat. And I have to say, usually our art takes 45 minutes. As you saw in my email to all the parents, it literally, the whole day we spent, and we had to stop because they just love doing this, and they got so into it. So I'm really proud of the artwork they did. And I hope they actually do that on Shabbat because we get so busy in our lives. Friday night you can breathe, and Saturday's a nice day to be with friends and be with family, and sound like they have some great things that they would like to do. So after service, we'll put that in the community room so you guys can look closer at them.
Gosh, go on.
Beautiful. I'll be here for now. Say.
Kids, so the kids can all stay up here. Kids stay up here, and the guy now will come up too. Leave your lollipops. We have a chance to practice this during dinner, so they should be ready.
Oh, perfect. Just remember during the little ones, we did this in the class, remember? Yeah. Okay, ready? Is your fist ready? These are not just fists. These are oh, my God. Bim bum, bim 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 bum, bim 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 bum, bim bum, bim 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 bum, bim 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 bum. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat Shabbat, Shabbat Shabbat shalom, Shabbat Shabbat, Shabbat Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Bim, 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 bim,
this point, I'd like to call up Hannah to say a few words about and to our kids.
Shabbat Shalom.
So I watched some of you grow up from when you were very little in school. It's really quite amazing. In school. And I've not made it over to the class yet because I'm at the other building on Sunday mornings. And I actually work out how to come in NDU with you. You know, I saw there's a picture, there are pictures of the kids working on their projects in the community room, and I saw that you guys working on the project. I thought, oh, could be this really have to come and watch you doing all the things that you do on a Sunday morning. So it's very special, and I think you have a really wonderful time with your teacher. And I wanted to thank Dan. You know, this is your third year now with us, and I'm so glad that you took the risk of joining our staff and coming on board. You know, it's a new thing for you, and your men and women, it's just, we start this evening, it's so gentle and so perfect. I think it's really wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us. These special talents with us. It's really wonderful. Thank you. And Alexia, you in here?
Alexis?
Alexis, you here? Yeah. So I wanted to, we're talking about all the people who work with the children, and I really want especially to mention you. Again, I know that's for 5 years now, and she was quite small and shy, and she was so wonderful working with the kids. She loves it. You can tell she's so caring, and it's really, really special. And, I really love to watch you with the kids. It really makes my heart so. I just wanted you to know that, so I wanted you to say, be here when I say that to you. Marco, 5 years, right, a long time, huh? Yeah. And,
Yeah, we've been together 5 years.
You really are very invaluable to me. You have a very analytical eye. You know what's going on. And sometimes when I don't know, so it's really very helpful. And I really thank you for that. With the kids, you have a special way with them. They just love being with you and see your interaction with them. It's just so special. I love sitting in your class and watching you with them. And I was there during this project, and I took the pictures that are out in the community room. It really was an amazing project. And watching each child with such a beautiful picture, that was so meaningful to each of them, and so different one from another. It was really very special. And with you were Anina, who is a wonderful madrika. She's just amazing. She always sees what needs to be done, and she's always willing to do the new things we ask her to do. She's very talented. It's just been wonderful having you with us. And you're a senior this year, so what will you stand for us at the end of the year? And then Josh Whitaker is also a new madrika for us, and he's actually taking on a lot of responsibility. I've been really happy watching him, and how he's growing in his position as a new madrika in our school this year. So, thank you to everybody, teachers and students, and so happy to be with all of us together.
And I wanted to say, first of all of what Hannah said, so I won't repeat that, but I did also want to say that it was just so special to see the projects that you all did. The Shabbat boxes were just lovely and made me feel, that there's Shabbat coming into your home each time you have those, which I think is wonderful. And I personally would like to have a visit from the Shabbat teddy bear, so, at some point you have to see if I can get that. And for all your descriptions of how to spend Shabbat are wonderful, because they just remind me, as Margot said, about the importance of just learning to relax, take it easy, and take some time that isn't busy with 14 other things. And that's Shabbat. And that's just a special gift we have. So thank you for sharing how you are already getting it. Okay, with that, we are now ready to move into Aleinu, which is on page 106. Please rise, physically or spiritually.
What page?
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol. Let us.
Nope, that's it.
Let us now praise the Creator of all, who made us protector of the earth and teachers of the Torah. You are our God, there is none else. V'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malkei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. We bow our heads in awe and thanksgiving before you, the Holy One, Blessed One.
Please be seated. Now it's time to remember those who have, whose lives have ended and who we keep in our hearts. The many victims of the California fire. These are recent days. The person who was killed in the bombing in Sderot, in Ashkelon, I think, in Israel. And in our congregational community during the period of Shiva, the first week of mourning, the name of Arlene Scherer, companion of Bill Price, Lois Worland, special sister of Audrey Vanuker. During the period of Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning, Ann Cutler, mother of Mark Cutler and grandmother of Adam Cutler. During the period of Shana, the first year of mourning, the names of Emmanuel Block, father of Abby Block, Loretta Sims, mother of Tony Sims, James Penwell, father of Lynn Rubenstein. And we recall as well this week the yard sites, the anniversaries of the passing of Pauline Chandler, mother of Melissa Folsom, Jim Friedman, friend of Richard and Connie Schulman, Philip Kenny, brother-in-law of Ronald Vanuker, Aaron Levin, grandfather of Audrey Vanuker. Are there others? The memories of all of them are with us. Our griefs and our sympathies are mingled as we now rise on page 108 to praise God and pray for the coming of God's rule. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malhutei, v'chaye chon u'vyom echon, u'chaye zechol beit Yisrael, v'hagala u'bizman kari v'imru amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah mavarach le'alam l'olmei almaya. Yitvarach v'yishtabach v'yitva'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudusha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushvachata v'nechamata da'amiran v'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shalom Rabba min Shamaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved, and together let us say, Amen. Please be seated.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Rabbi Albert. I am Jim Buger, a board member here at Temple Etz Chaim. And on behalf of my co-board host, Rosemary, in the background, Rosemary Buger, and the entire board, Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to all the students and their families and siblings and the rest of the congregation. We would like to thank you, Ellen, and Anina, for not only donating your time in preparation for tonight, but also for being our song leader this evening. We are trying out a new approach for our upcoming temple announcements, so please join us in the community room at the end of the service for Oneg and see the upcoming temple and community events on the display screen. Please let Rosie or myself know what you think of the new format. And for more information or details, please refer to our tech website, our events in and around our temple community email, and also on the bulletin board out around the corner here, which requires no fancy display, no Wi-Fi, no smartphone, no apps, and no burning of fossil fuels. Just use your eyes. Shabbat Shalom.
I wanted to say one more thing. I'm sorry. This is the first time this year that we've had family service, as you mentioned, right? And I realized we have a new forum for a music teacher. And I realized Ellen worked with the children to prepare them for today, and I didn't thank her because in the past it wasn't the person who worked for music for the kids wasn't here, but he's here as part of our congregation. So I really want to thank you, and it's been so special having you as our music teacher because it's so integrated now. It's really special. So thank you.
For our closing song, so we have a tradition. This is Congregation Etz Chaim. And Etz Chaim means, does that look like anybody? Say it. Tree of life, right. Etz Chaim, tree of life. So we're going to sing our congregational song. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy.
Yeah, I was going to say, do we have the kids come up and they can do the hands?
They do the hands.
You ready? It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom. Shalom, shalom. I got lost in the chorus, sorry. I was having too much fun singing with the kids. We ready again? Yeah. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, 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 shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
We'll continue in the community.
Before I got through with this. Yep. Yes, sir. Go to
move.